Welcome to the Chasing Your Dreams podcast, a place for you to find the wisdom and powerful strategies for overcoming obstacles and making your dreams come true. Here is your host, Eric Hall.
Hello, welcome back to the Chasing Your Dreams podcast. Please like, subscribe, anything that you can do to really help me will be very beneficial. I'm your host, Eric Hall. Today, I'll be honored and really privileged to introduce Miss Appiah Larbi, one of the guys that, is very instrumental in the field, and he's a licensed clinical social worker as well. But today, we're going to focus on his journey and really some of the things he brings to the table and really give him a chance to launch, the drum therapy that he's going to be kind of doing in the surrounding areas in North Carolina. So today, Miss Appiah Larbi, I give you a chance to introduce yourself to the world.
Thank you for having me, Mr. Eric. My name is Appiah N Larbi. I am originally from Ghana, West Africa, and I'm here. I've been living here in North Carolina since 2000. I used to live in New York and 1 year in Vancouver, Canada. But I'm here. I right now call North Carolina as my second home. I live here with my wife. I have 3 girls and a baby boy.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about that journey. What actually brought you to North Carolina?
So what brought me to North Carolina, what brought me to America is, of course, to come here and study and better myself. Originally from Ghana. At that time when I left Ghana, the economy in Ghana wasn't that good. So we all came here to chase, they call it like chasing greener pastures. We came here to better ourselves so that one day we can go back and rebuild our country. So that's why I found myself coming to North Carolina.
Absolutely. And really understanding that, that kind of led you to start really chasing your dreams. You had to kind of leave and do some things. And notably, I understand some of the things that we'll actually talk about later about how you plan to give back and do some things, for us, where you're from. Tell everybody about, your own private practice and everything that you actually do there. Really tell them the name of it so everybody know how to kind of access and, utilize the resources and kind of some of the things you guys do.
Of course. Thank you again, Mr. Rick. So the name of the company is Tender Care Health and Behavior Services. We provide nursing services, and we also do outpatient therapy, and of course the drum therapy. So the nursing services, we have home nursing care, 24-hour home care. So whereby we send the caregiver to the house and provide, assist the client with their activities of daily living. We have also end-of-life care, so clients who are in hospice, we come to the house, try to work with the family, work with the client to make sure that process is very, very smooth. We also have respite care. So those caregivers or family members, if they need a break, we can send a caregiver to the house to help them, And some of the services that we do in-home care is personal care. We do meal preparation, medication. We don't administer medication, but we do like medication management, medication reminder. We remind the clients to take their medication, and light housekeeping, transportation, and companionship, just to mention a few.
Oh, wow.
On the mental health aspect, we do drum therapy. The drum therapy management, we use it for self-esteem building, character building with at-risk youth, special education with clients who have like special needs, youth and adults alike, and also youth with ADHD and autism and stress management. We even do it for like people who are in the workforce. Everybody needs stress management, so we have our drums, can bring the drums and come and help them with that stress management piece.
Absolutely. And actually, in us getting ready to do this piece, we partnered to kind of do something together in terms of bringing drum therapy here to Fayetteville, North Carolina. I want to, make sure people know that it is here. They won't to participate, to really just reach out to me, and I'll get them in one of your sessions for sure. But since we already talking about your drum therapy, is there anything that you want to show, I guess, to let them kind of get a feel of some of the things that we do have? I did bring the big old drum that stays in my office that they have a chance to play with, that I can show for sure. You know, it's a deal.
For sure. Nice. So this is the dondo. The dondo has a very beautiful tune to it. When you squeeze it in your armpit, it has a very nice beat. So the dondo, we use it even for like, it's a talking drum. So, you know, you say the words and you can follow it with the beat. So that's a dondo. We use it even for marriage. People like, you know, getting married. You know, we use it as like a customary, you know, right, where we can come and play. And, you know, it's a beautiful drum. It's very, very easy to play. And again, when you play it, you squeeze it and you hit it like that. So that's the dondo drum from Ghana. And the one that Mr. Eric, you just showed is the djembe. That's also very, very beautiful. Those all those drums came from Ghana, West Africa. And
okay,
I have the malakas also. That also has a very, very beautiful sound. We all can use some music in our life. Music, you know, is rhythm of the soul. You know, music is very powerful. It's even we use it for self-care. So I think, you know, if anybody, you know, you can always reach out to Mr. Eric. You know, we can, you know, start this drum circle, drum therapy. It's not very popular. It's very popular in New York, California, all those big states. So I think it's something that is needed here in the Carolinas.
And I definitely agree with you, man. As we, you know, try to really get this out and really help people, you know, really benefit and heal in any way we possibly can. Oh yeah, keep showing them everything that you have. You have many things. I guess one of the more interesting things I guess we could tell them is that it's also virtual option, because anything that he shows, like it's even more drums and things of that nature that we have. All of these things can also be purchased. So he can meet with anybody, anywhere, at any time, you know, really just having to schedule it. You know, we also have in-office options, you know, whether it's here in Raleigh location, you know, we can really work with you to make sure that, you know, you get into one of the sessions and have some fun. You know, that's really what it's about, really fun and trying to heal and just enjoying each other. So outside of that, man, I wanted to make sure everybody kind of understood the man behind the drum and kind of, you know, who you are. I know that you're a licensed social worker. I know some of what you're chasing to finish, you know, ultimately getting fully licensed and continue to grow your practice. Right. How did this start for you, man? Like, what was your dream? What was your thought process when you initially left to come to America? What did you want to chase?
So, yeah, definitely. The reason what even got me into drumming and got me into drum therapy was in Ghana, the mental health, you know, situation in Ghana is very, very terrible. Unlike here in the States, where, you know, one can, you know, if you don't even have insurance, you can, you know, go and get an assessment. You can even go to emergency room and, you know, get some help. You know, maybe, you know, if you don't even have insurance, they can even give you some few sessions to get you started. In Ghana, it's different. You know, we don't have that institution where you can go and have an assessment. And the way they treat the mentally, you know, challenged, you know, population is very, very sad. You know, sometimes they even put them in shackles. They put them in chains. So that is what, you know, inspired me. That is what got me drumming, because drum is, you know, drum can heal. You know, drum can heal the soul. Drum, you know, whatever you're going through, music, as not even drumming, music therapy is very, very big. You know, it helps you, it relaxes you, it improves your mood, whatever you're going through in life, in anxiety, depression. So coming from Ghana, coming over here, that is what inspired me to, you know, that is what, you know, make me, you know, want to enter into social work and hopefully, you know, be able to share these skills, you know, be able to use it to help people to recover or to manage whatever that they are going through in their life.
Absolutely. And I give everybody an opportunity that come on here that's been to college. Give you a chance to tell everybody which college university you went to.
So I did my associate. I went to Vance Community College in Henderson. I did my 2 years, mental health. And I transferred to NC Central, did my undergrad, and got my master's. So pretty much I am a eagle.
Absolutely. So I had a couple of Eagles on here already, so that's good to know for sure. So outside of that, man, you go ahead, you get licensed. Now I see that you're starting to really adapt and utilize all those strengths.
Mm-hmm.
What is your bigger message to the population at whole in terms of utilizing your skill sets to really help others?
So as I was saying, pretty much my message to the population that we work with is there's always going to be there's always like self-care. We have to stay on top of that self-care, making sure that you take care of yourself. Whatever, it's not always going to be about like going to work, doing all this. We have to take care of ourselves because mental health is a very, very big issue right now, as you can see around the country. And sometimes, doing this self-care, we put it at the bottom of the list. So I guess my message is, let's everybody should take their mental health needs very, 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 important.
Absolutely. And that's a bigger message that I want to also get out pretty much every time I'm on here. It's important that if you need help to really seek it. But he gave us a good, start, with self-care, really doing something that works for you, right? Like really, whether it's working out, really getting into music, like drum therapy, like we about to get ready to get started, but music in general, it could be many things like binge watching shows, playing board games, eating dinner with family. It could be many different things, traveling that you can do that can really help you start to really take care of yourself, that can also rub off and help others. I think it's important for me to also share, man, it's always important for you to reevaluate when things are no longer working, right? Like we could do something right now and it works for us perfectly well. And then long term, for whatever reason, it doesn't have that same effect. And we still keep trying to do it knowing that it's not no longer working for us. So, we're spinning our wheels. It's usually a good idea to really just start to really evaluate your options. And sometimes you got to think outside the box. You got to do something new, right? Like take on new challenges. And, ultimately those things keep you motivated, keep you having something to chase and keep you going. On a bigger message, man, me and you, we talk a lot in the sense of, how we can be helpful to each other and how we can best be beneficial to the field. Mm-hmm. I know, man, I try to push you a lot to go ahead and let's get fully licensed. Let's do this. Let's do that. But along the way, man, I've picked up on something that's very key. For whatever reason, no matter how, things feel like they're going bad for you, you're down, you keep going. You never give up. Like you never give up. And that's the truth, Without sharing too much of that, just tell everybody, like when things get hard, what is it to have to overcome some of those things? What are some of the things that you utilize that really helps you?
For sure. Yes. And thank you for bringing this up, because Mr. Eric, in this life, everybody, we are going through something in this life, but what I would say is, people shouldn't give up. Don't give up. And also, what I found to be working for me is, if you are spiritual, make sure that you reach out to that spiritual part of your life. Praying, making sure that reading the Bible and finding a church. I'm very, very, very spiritual for sure, and I'm very proud of it. So making sure that you stay on top of that, because there's always a higher power, which is God. So making sure that you reach out. Of course, most of the time we as humans, we always focus on the material aspect of our life, making sure that you go to the gym, looking good, buffed up and everything. But we ignore also our spiritual aspect of that life, which is very, very important, because when you leave this earth, and you are not, spiritually, you are not doing very well, then what is the point? So I strongly will encourage, and all the problems that we're going through in life, all those mental issues, they are also in the Bible also. So I think, we shouldn't ignore, while taking care of our self-care and mental health needs, we shouldn't ignore that spiritual aspect of our life. Thank you.
Absolutely. I definitely agree with that. See, now I got you rolling, man. I wanted to get you comfortable in this setting, man. I know,
Sure.
it can be challenging sometimes, really having to dig in and really pull stuff of yourself, man. But you have a wide range of history, man. And I don't want to rob you of any opportunity of letting people know some of the things you've done and where you've been. But you have experience working with WakeMed. Tell us what that experience was like.
For sure. And again, thank you for bringing that up. WakeMed is one of the reasons why I went to School of Social Work, because of something that happened. And I'm happy that Mr. Rick, you brought it up, because I want to address this issue on this platform, so that at least somebody, when you see something, you have to speak up, you have to voice it out. No, don't let it go. Because at that point in my life, that's what I was going to do, because I was scared that maybe I would have lost my job, and because of that. But I was very courageous, and I was able to say my piece, which I'm happy that the decision that I made that day. I'm happy. I share it even to this day. So because of time, I'll try to make it short. But I was used to work in the emergency room at WakeMed. I gave them about 15 years of my life working in the ER. And one of the doctors, there was a lot of racism, going on at that hospital. But there was kind of, at that time, I was there from I started working there in 2003, and one of the doctors went to see a Black African American patient, older patient. And when he came out of the room, I was there doing my documentation, and he said something that she was kind of questioning the family member about that lady's, how she's doing and her care. And the patient started crying, and according to the doctor, he said, and I'm quoting his words, he said, the family member told him that the only thing that made the lady stop crying at home is when she feed her banana, and she started making that monkey sound like it was a joke. So in fact, this hit home, because I see as my people also, so when I saw that, it kind of hit home a lot. So I went home. I couldn't sleep for a week thinking about this. First, I couldn't say anything, because those, of course, the doctor, versus me, technician, the doctor is more powerful, and he comes, the way he treats everyone. But I have to make that decision. So I wrote to the board of the doctor's board at WakeMed, and make the long story short, they got him fired, which is, I think, which is the right thing to do. So that's what inspired me to go to School of Social Work, hopefully to help me advocate for people like that old lady who doesn't have any voice.
Absolutely. And I mean, that's well within our code of ethics, right? Like, we see some injustice, we advocate for it. And that's actually for any race, any age, anything, like anybody in general. We stand up and we advocate when we see some type of injustice or discrimination take place. So I commend you for taking that step, man. And I'm glad that it led you to the health profession, because who knows how much longer I'm not too familiar with that situation, but who knows how long stuff like that probably had, went on and kind of, just kind of led to one thing, led to another. But ultimately, we know how that ultimately was able to play itself out, man, and led you into a great place to where you're helping others pretty much every single day, man. So it was the right decision, as you continue to go down this path. So as you move forward, man, we've talked a lot, about you being a clinician. We've talked a lot about your drum therapy, having a practice. Who else is it to you, man? What do you do outside of those things? Who is Mr. Larbi on the outside?
On the outside, I'm a very family man, spending time with my girls and my little man who just turned 3 years old. So just spending. I'm a family man. I also play the drums at church. So going to church, and I'm very big on praying. So trying to build that spiritual life. Fasting and praying. So my life. Somebody say that my life is a little bit boring, but I'm very I'm very happy with the life that I'm living, because so yeah, pretty much just family time, cooking and enjoying each other's company.
Okay. And I know, man, you take a liking to really that children and adolescent population. Where does that drive come from to really help, those young men? I know you talked a lot about it in terms of drum therapy, how we help the adolescents with ADHD, autism, all those good diagnoses and stuff that we're able to help treat and see some type of progress. What draws you mainly to that population in general, as you also help adults? But I know you have a real passion about that group.
Yeah, definitely. What drives me is those younger population. They are our future. Sometimes we don't look at it that way. So, that's why we have to help them as much as we could to prepare them, because eventually when we exit, out of this world, they are going to take over. So that is where the drive is coming from. Also, I have, teenagers, around the same age. So that is why pretty much, I've worked with that population a lot. I see all kinds of clients, but the drive is coming from that population because of pretty much they are our future. And we have to make sure we all have to do our part to make sure that we prepare them so that when we hand that torch to them, they will be able to carry that torch to the finish line.
Absolutely, absolutely. And then, man, just in getting to start wrapping up soon, I just want to really start to really fill in some of the blanks that people might have between drum therapy with children and adolescents, adults. How does, the sessions differ? How are they the same? Do we have combined sessions? What are your thoughts?
For sure. So the drum therapy we have, it's pretty much, we call it a drum workshop. So it's like 30 to maximum of 45 minutes per session. And for more information, we can reach out to myself. You can reach out to Mr. Eric. You don't have to be a drummer to take that drum therapy. As I was saying, everybody, we have different kind of instruments. As long as you can just move with the rhythm, we have different ones. So you don't really have to be a drummer. As long as you can just, let's all come together and have a great time making music. So if you have any question, and the prices are not, too, it's not too expensive, so you can always reach out to, we have group, we can do it in a group, and we also have individual, sessions also. You can always reach out to Mr. Eric or myself. My number is 919-500-1475. And you can always reach out to Mr. Eric also.
Absolutely, absolutely. And if you need me, just reach out to me. Just send me an email on ehall@creativemindshealthcare.org, ehall@erichallpodcast.com. Just send me a message, or you can reach out to me on any other social media platforms as well, if that's where you've been following me, so that we can get you what you need. We also do families. If you just want to come in with your family, 1 week or 1 day, whatever the case may be, we can get that set up for you. But really, really, some fun stuff, man, that really allows the family to have fun and grow. but anybody can really benefit from it. It's really beneficial in many different ways. Just really bringing something here that, he mentioned was really big, in other states. I hope that one day ultimately it becomes big here for you, man, and hopefully it allows you to continue to grow and, leave your mark on the world. Now let's talk a little bit about this, man, as we finish up for here. But we talked a little bit about Ghana, man, and, we have some long-term plans and things that we've been talking about potential of doing in Ghana to help things turn around. What is your goals there, man? What do you want to ultimately change or give back to Ghana?
Of course, my goal, and my wife and I, we already even started working on it. We went home this past summer, and we went to this orphanage and looking at these children. It's just so heartbreaking. So our goal is, just help. Go there and help. Hopefully, maybe build an orphanage and help, especially these children who don't have any parents. Sometimes we take here in the States, we've come in here, including myself, we take things for granted a lot. Sometimes we went there, it's just heartbreaking. You just have to go to visit. Hopefully, Mr. Eric and I will talk. Maybe hopefully one day we'll have like a tour. Those people want to travel over there to to visit. That'd be great. But I just looking at, I met this 2-year-old girl. The mom just left her at the dumpster, and no food, no clothes. It's just so sad. So that's where when we have a little leftover, that's where we send it to, just to help. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I'm looking forward to really traveling over there. Mr. Larbi trying to let y'all know I've been scared to go, but it's all good. I'm gonna get myself over there, man. Really having asthma and all that stuff, is always a concern when you about to really travel outside the country. But I'm gonna do whatever I can to make sure I prepare myself, because I am interested in seeing what's over there and really, doing some business, different ventures and things we've talked about over there together, and see what it can become for you, your family in general, man. I know ultimately, man, your family, man, y'all love family of love. Y'all really give a lot back to the community, and ultimately, man, you don't always necessarily get the same thing in return. So this is me today, man, trying to thank you for some of the things that you guys have been able to do for me over the years. You always, I don't know why, but you always give it out something that you got from Ghana, all kind of rewards, all kind of stuff that you've given me over the years, man. So this is my way of saying, that I appreciate it. I thank you for, coming on the podcast today. And I know I'll be seeing you here over the near future as we work together to do some things. But, man, I really appreciate everything that you do.
Thank you, too, Mr. Eric. Thank you for all that you do. Thank you for the love that you've shown me all, through the years. And I appreciate you a lot. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, man. Well, That's it for today, man. We're going to wrap up. Please subscribe if you haven't already, man. And again, man, this is Mr. Larbi. I'll make sure that his information is, on all the social media platforms. If anybody want to be able to reach out to him as well, reach out to me about more information on the drum therapy, anything in general. Even if you just want him to be a therapist in general, he is an outpatient clinician. He has experience with intensive in-home. Like, he has a wide range of, things he's done. He's also worked with adults and elderly populations, so really just making sure I give out everything that he has experience doing. He's a therapist that, has many different facets to him. So any way that we can possibly help him, man, let's do it. And I look forward to seeing, your growth in the field, man. I appreciate you coming on today.
Thank you, sir.